Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Geeks and Rebels. I'm Brian,
This is Danny.
and we are. What do we want to talk about? I know we were saying something about Avengers
Yeah, I
Endgame.
think yeah.
I mean, the Russo brothers did say it's today's the day we're allowed to spoil Endgame. So for now, if you haven't seen Endgame yet, you can skip for like up to like
I think this is
15
the
minutes.
allotted amount of time where we can just like if you haven't watched that, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I finally got to see it last night, or yesterday morning, rather, and it was actually rather good. My brother has seen it three times.
Dude,
His favorite. And like I said before, spoiler alerts. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you maybe skip ahead like 15, 20 minutes or so.
this is like probably one of those movies where it's just like I guess when the first Iron Man came out, this is like you go and see it like four times.
hmm
That's like that's how it is.
That's how many times I want to watch. I really want to rewatch it again. Like, I mean,
It's
that theater was great.
I love the fact how they're actually expanding how how big the scenes are
Yeah,
and to show you like the mass destruction that they can put out there.
yeah.
And it goes from like it being so calm and nice and then boom, just a scene just causes.
I mean, I know there wasn't a whole lot of action in the movie, but all the action scenes they did have were really good, like really
Oh
good.
man, I agree with you. Like that is like one of the best as far as the movies. I think that right there will staple like the Marvel movies to come. Like it will just it just
And
hit it out the park.
apparently it makes people cry. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
like
it
my
definitely
brother
did.
said he had a manly tear. He's like, he ain't cry like cry, but he had a
It
manly tear.
definitely
It made Juliana have she said the ugly cry.
it definitely makes you cry because there's some heroes that you're just like, no, dude,
Yeah,
don't do it, don't do, it. And then you're just like, no.
that whole battle though was really great.
That was really, I think, as far as that battle, that was like the best battle I've
Yeah,
seen as like an Avengers end of the whole series final battle.
yeah.
That was good. I especially liked Thanos for when they started walking up on him, like, and then he's just sitting there like I'm the big D around here,
Yeah.
and then
He's like, what is he doing? He's
yeah,
nothing.
yeah, he's just
Absolutely nothing is what Thor said. He just
yeah,
sat there.
and that was like that's cool. I think we're like kind of picking and choosing what parts, but it's just that end scene really just shows you the kind of the scope on which they're gonna go for.
Oh man, that beginning of the movie was great though. With I laughed, like I laughed when Thor cut off Thanos' head. I really laughed.
It it was it was hilarious. I think as far as Thor did a good job. Um, and I kind of see the characters from Ragnarok,
Yeah,
and it's just so funny to see. He's like Noob Master
no,
69. If I hear you one more time,
it made him cry to his dad.
yeah, it's cool. I that's one of the greatest movies that's gonna be out this
Yeah,
summer.
I mean it's only been out for what 2 weeks.
2 weeks and it's just destroying everything.
Yeah, it's already about to surpass Avatar. Avatar was out for like maybe a month before it got to where it was at.
Yeah,
It's only
I
been two
can't.
weeks.
I like the movie because it brought in a lot more characters and it just revived everybody from that who vanished, which
hmm
they call the vanishing.
hmm
And to me, I think that was like the best ever. It's like when you see the rings
Oh,
of
from Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange start popping up, you just start getting goosebumps. It's just
Yeah.
like,
And
and
then T'Challa comes out the portal.
dude, everybody in the theater started to just like, yeah.
They didn't do that in the theater I went to. I think everybody was just in awe because it was like it's such a
Oh,
good
in my
scene.
theater, we were just getting
I
up. We were
wanted
just
to.
throwing confetti in the air. We were just ripping each other's shirts off. We were just like, ah.
There was a weird orgy in the back.
Yeah, it got pretty crazy.
I mean, that was a good scene with T'Challa when he came out, but I think it would have been more impactful if it was Spider-Man when it came out first.
Yeah,
I really like it was an impactful scene because T'Challa was leading the army basically to come back, but Spider-Man coming out first would have been better because he had the most impactful death out of all when he got vanished, like quote unquote vanished. Like,
and then it kind of reversed itself because another spoiler here is when Tony sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
It kind of was like no.
Yeah, but it was dope though when Pepper when she was wearing her rescue armor.
Oh, dude,
and
that was
him and
so...
Tony, she and Tony were like just tag teaming, just laser beaming literally everything in the room. But still, the best part though, and I've been saying this ever since I've seen Endgame, Captain America wielding Thor's hammer.
That was good. I am so with you on that because the one scene where he takes the hammer and we were talking about this like not even like that long ago. So he throws the hammer and hits the shield and just booms freaking Thanos back. It was
smacks the shit out of it. It was so.
And then Thor's just sitting, he's like, I knew it.
But I thought it was funny though when when they were fighting him and Captain America, they were fighting with their hammers, and then like Thor, like they ended up with the like Captain America had the axe and Thor had the hammer.
Yeah.
He was like,
give me the little one.
You get the little one.
That epically shows you that like, you know, Thor's Thor. He was going through some stuff. I think because he couldn't get Thanos when he was strong, like when he was really like he couldn't get him when he took the Infinity Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why he was losing all of his mind.
I still think the people in that movie who like kind of caused him to lose in Infinity War, like Star-Lord and who was the other one? There was one other person who kind of cost them. Oh, Thor. They both deserved like a redemption type moment in the movie. Yeah. Star-Lord didn't really get a redemption moment because I mean he did kind of fuck it up for everybody when he
like when he missed it and then
he started hitting. He was trying.
Like, where is she?
Started smacking him in the head. I was like, yeah dude, you
that Soul Stone. Yeah. And I know we're going off topic, but I understand where you're getting your redemption and everything. I definitely think that both of them definitely need like a little sucker punch to him, just a little back up. Take you got it, you know.
Yeah, he didn't have. I realized he didn't come into contact with Thanos. You would have thought at least Star-Lord would at least come in contact with him.
It was kind of crazy though. It was really hectic. Like that last scene, like you had to keep your eyes up. Like you had to do like Clockwork Orange stuff and just like do this.
I couldn't. There was so much happening.
That's gonna be a great picture. Just me go like this.
There was so much happening in that movie. That's why I want to see it again because I just want to see it.
Like you gotta like staple your eyelids to the top of your.
My eyes are dark around everywhere in that movie. Like where what's like where
I couldn't pay attention to a lot of the Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why people go back to watch it. Mm-hmm. It's because of those.
I noticed a lot of the Easter eggs because there's at the end where they're at Tony's funeral. There's like a kid there that like. I was like, who the hell is this kid? It's this random kid. And then my brother was like, oh, that's the kid from Iron Man 3 who helped him when he was having his panic attacks and stuff like that in the snow. I was like, oh, he looks much older. It's been 6 years.
Yeah, it was that kid.
Yeah.
Dude, that kid that looked like, I was wondering, there was a random. There was just a random there.
I was like, is that like somebody's kid from, like, that was like he went in, like, my thought was, like, after seeing that, like, a whole bunch of things came ahead. The kid from Iron Man 3 never popped in, but I was like, did he win, like, some type of contest to be at the end of Endgame?
Yeah, what kind of like trips me, and you guys already said, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. is gone because Hydra suicide bombed them. What I don't understand is, like, when does, like, Nick Fury kind of come back to the light and starts putting S.H.I.E.L.D. back into it?
I don't think he is. I think he's going to stay as the espionage group they originally were.
Oh, okay.
Because originally they were espionage group, and then they got, like, there was too much happening. They had to come out. But since S.H.I.E.L.D. was destroyed and the world was brought back, they can start being espionage again. Like,
oh, okay. So that's good. I mean, at least that way, as far as them getting cleared up, so they're just going back to being spies.
Yeah, that way they can do the Secret Wars thing that they did in the comics.
Okay, that's good because as far as when we were watching, we always see Fury come in at the end. For no reason.
That's because Samuel Jackson's getting old now. You can't he can't like jump off of ships.
And when is Nick Fury ever gonna get his movie? Like
he's not getting. He's a major character. Like whenever he shows up, some importance really happening.
That's what I'm saying. Because Nick Fury needs to at least have one where it just.
He's just the guy he's the guy who brings everyone together. That's his main role. Like I did what I did. We were saying this earlier. It was Captain Marvel did not really have a major role, but I think they purposely did that because she would have been way too powerful for in most of the scenes. Like she could have really done everything on
She
her
did
own.
her like super missile barrage head move.
If you like my brother said earlier, like if all the like ships stop firing at the ground, start shooting at the air at one target, that's like you're a massive threat. Like you would have thought,
Dude, like Thanos was getting hit back when she was like just straight
but
up
then
two
Thanos grabbed the
pieces.
yeah he literally had to grab the Power Stone by itself just to add it to himself and punch her with it instead of flying like a Dragon Ball character.
That was crazy.
Like I don't even think she even came back after that punch. She kept sent flying.
I liked I liked a lot of the scene as far as all the heroes being together.
Yeah, that was
Um,
great. It was like
Reoccurring jokes
yeah,
were pretty regular for the whole
yeah.
movie. Like I was telling you, like how Paul Rudd was saying "Cap"
Cap,
to Captain
he was
America,
trying to be his friend.
and then later on, Hope comes back and she's like, "All right, Cap."
He's like, what?
He's like, "What? No."
There's a there's a the scene is with Spider-Man when he's in like getting overrun after he's like grabbing the Infinity Gauntlet. He was like he was going around dodging and jumping around and everything. It's like man, Spider-Man's he's doing pretty well. He's gonna get to the truck. And then and then he starts to get overrun. Charles like pass it to me, and he passes it to him. I was like, did Charles just start booking it? I was like, man, this dude is fast. He was running like he
Dude,
stole something.
T'Challa, I believe his suit gets a little better the next Black
And it was
Panther. I
working
can't wait
too.
for.
It was working. That suit was perfect for like that scene he was in because
Yeah,
all the
because it
damage he
was
was
just
taking was
shockwave
absorbing. Yeah,
damage. And it was so cool because
it was like because that's a lot of damage that it builds up, and it's just to make a big shockwave. He was getting multiple of those just like
I
within
just
like 15 seconds. He was like jump explosion, jump explosion. He
it
was
was
barely making it places before he was
yeah,
making those shockwave
it
things.
was cool to see that because when you see him getting hit and all of a sudden it looks just like they were running a football
Yeah, that's what I was
like
thinking. That's what I
down to
said.
the touchdown zone and it was so cool.
That's what I thought immediately when I saw him like when they start passing to other people. It was like yeah no, it's like
Yeah, it's like I think they wanted to put it kind of like that
mhm.
and kind of give it that sort of like this is the football we got to run it to the end zone and it's just cool like to kind of see a scene like that and I liked it.
Oh man, that whole like Captain America. I don't want to say he was the MVP, but he was to me. Well, the MVP obviously was Tony. Clearly, I mean, I'm not a big Iron Man fan, but I'll give him his due. He was the MVP for that movie.
He definitely
Well, it's Tony
put
for
his
for
life
the
on the
Tony
line.
for actually doing what needed to be done by erasing the entire army of
Hmm.
Thanos. But it was the actual MVP of the movie was the rat that hit the machine that started up and brought back Ant Man.
Our MVP,
The rat that
the
brought back
rat
Ant Man.
deserves the MVP award for that.
And Ant Man surprisingly knew more about the technology that he was working with than we thought he did. Because they portray him in all the Ant Man movies as kind of a dumb idiot who just kind of like it was just the more like the muscle and did mostly like the physical stuff while everybody did the thinking. But when he showed up to Avengers to the Avengers building,
Hmm.
he was talking like he knew what he was talking about. Like he's like, oh, I got these pin particles here. I know just don't drop those; it'll explode or something.
Yeah,
It was like,
I think he's been around
doc, yeah,
Dr. Pym enough to like understand like
that,
what their little area is as far as the quantum. And that's what I was kind of like. I was like, yo, so they're gonna have to bring in the quantum realm
hmm
with all that to kind of traverse time.
yeah,
And
I
I
thought
was
that
just
too
like, that was cool.
because they mentioned it in Ant Man and the Wasp, or is it actually both movies, Ant Man and Ant Man and the Wasp? They said if you get stuck in there, it's like time and it's like its own universe. Time doesn't from our world doesn't really affect that world
Yeah, because
because he was
what
only
was
in
it?
there
I'm
for
trying to remember because I'm really like exhausted a little bit from last because I've been pushing too much content on the one. But he was saying that it was been 5 years,
but it was 5 hours
but it
for
was
him.
5 hours for him. That's insane.
Yeah, and then it sucks too because his daughter is much older. He missed so much of her
Yeah,
for I don't think most people were really doing much anyways because 5 years after people just vanished out of thin air into thin air like that, like I'd be kind of lost. Like what am I supposed
you
to
just see
do?
how Banner figured out how to
Uh,
get mental powers with the Hulk.
yeah,
That was good.
he made Professor Hulk that everybody was like expecting. not to get. I thought they were.
That means he's been playing around in the lab, so
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
been doing
he
stuff.
it worked because he's Banner's mind, Hulk's body, and
And then he's like,
he's taking pictures.
green.
He's like, "Mm." He's like,
uh,
he goes, wait, so yeah, he goes, I'm Ant-Man.
yeah.
Uh, you want to take a picture with me? He's
Like, nah, nah,
He's
nah.
like, he's
Like,
like, he
get
goes,
out of here,
he's like, oh
man.
yeah, no, yeah, you don't really know me. I'm not, yeah, I wasn't really. I was in, I was the big guy, but I was like, you want a picture? No, just take a picture. He's like, I don't want their picture.
I'll take the damn phone. It was, those were the fun, like, those jokes, those reoccurring jokes is so funny. Like, when they went in the past
Mhm.
with Captain America and Iron Man. It just like he was just like, that's America's ass, and then
America's
salute,
ass.
and then
Captain
and
America beats his
they
old self. He's like, that is America's ass.
those jokes really like make the movie super funny to keep watching and just keep yourself wrapped
I
into it.
noticed in that movie, Rhodey and Falcon, War Machine and Falcon never talked to Ant Man. They never called him Ant Man. They called him all types of different small names like Tic Tac or like Shortstop, all types of small names. They never
Yeah,
really
it's
called
like they
him.
all like think of themselves just like they're just making fun of themselves. Like
Yeah.
that's how it is, and I think that's pretty funny. Like they continuously make fun of fucking Rocket.
Oh yeah, call him like
He's like he's not a raccoon. He's like a squirrel, like or whatever they want to
what
call
they called him like when he was in Asgard. They didn't call him a raccoon. They called him something else. It was like get that cat or something. Like they thought he was some
Oh
type of
yeah,
other
they
animal.
said get the cat.
Yeah, it was like he was not an actual
Dude,
like no one seems to know what Rocket is, but his name is Rocket Raccoon.
that is the funniest thing that he will never live to, and nobody will let him be the raccoon. I think he would just they keep calling him a fur ball or something. Um, well, I think that was just that whole movie. Like anybody needs to see this,
Yeah,
depending if it just gets on Netflix or anything.
it's just you have to watch it. If you've watched any of the previous Marvel movies, you have to watch it. Like
It's
if it can make I don't know. Well, Julia cries like almost every
mm,
movie, so it's I can't really say her. But she said her brother kind of cried during that movie, and he doesn't really cry during movies. Like if they
I'm
could make,
so used to like heroes dying though because I watched those movies with heroes that died.
mhm,
So it's like to me, it's if a hero dies, I'm gonna be sad, but at the same time, just like well, they're just probably making room for more.
yeah. Oh, so yeah, after the movie, I was as I was walking out, I saw this like this stand. It's
Hmm.
just there. And I was like, "What's this stand?" It's a Marvel stand, and there's a guy there, and I'm like, no one's there at the table. Like, I was like, "What is this right here?" It's just got pictures everywhere. He goes, "Yeah, no, I just drew from Marvel and DC for like 15 years, so I'm just selling these pictures here if you guys want some." I was like, "Cool." I was like, "How much are they?" I'm expecting like $20 or whatnot. He's like, "Oh no, they're just $2, or you want three for 5." I'm like,
Dude,
"That's a
that's awesome. Like
yeah." I was like, "Great."
that right there is like you show the artist actually just wants to.
He's like he's there. He's giving he can't just kind of give it away, but he basically gave it away because it was
It's a
not
cheap.
expensive at all.
They're really easy to make.
Yeah,
Like I
and then
talked to an artist, he gave it to me for like he did the same type of deal. I
mhm.
got a T'Challa poster.
I was hoping he had Black Panther. He didn't have Black Panther. He ran out of Black Panther.
Oh, I had it had a Black Panther set with Wakanda and everything.
Oh,
I gave it to my nephew in Nicaragua, and
mm,
then I took a Vegeta poster for myself,
yeah.
and that was like $4.
See, like I spent only $7 and I got like 8 pictures because I got
Hmm.
like I bought 7 pictures and so the guy gave it. He was like, "Cause you're buying so many pictures, I'm gonna give you a picture for free and I'm gonna discount it." I
Oh, that's
was
cool.
like,
That's
I was like,
awesome.
I
Just
was
give
like,
me every.
all right,
I'll
like
take your
cool. I was ready to
inventory.
spend. I was ready to spend like maybe $20 for like 2 pictures. He was just like, oh, I got like 8 pictures for
Yeah,
$7.
just like this is a
I was,
$20
I was
poster.
surprised to see he still had a thick stack of pictures and stuff. I was like, for how cheap they were. I wouldn't. He should have been sold out. I mean, the only things he was really sold out of was he barely had Deadpool left, and he already sold out of Black Panther. I didn't see the Captain Americas either, but I saw some Iron Mans, I saw some Punishers. I didn't see any Hulks. I saw a couple of X-Men, but I'm not really like I like X-Men, but they're not like my thing. I was actually surprised to see some Gambit though
Mm.
from the X-Men. I got
I
that
can't
movie.
wait till they start doing that crossover with the X Men.
Oh, they better do Avengers versus X-Men.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it's like they're just like when we were watching the obviously another thing is the Spider-Man trailer came out,
oh yeah, it came out today.
which puts like which opens your eyes because there's some secrets that come out,
Hmm.
cross-dimensional stuff that they're doing now.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer for Spider-Man, you can see that too. It looks a lot. There's a lot more. From the first trailer they had, it didn't really have much like before. It was just more like, oh, Spider-Man went to Paris or something. And then
Hmm.
then there's like Mysterio fighting like water, and then he just wants to be Spider. He just wants to be Peter Parker, and I'm like, okay. But the newer trailer, shows that that's not really the case. It actually shows like he's trying to like figure out how to do things by himself without Tony around.
Okay, yeah. So it's like he has the suit now.
He still has the iron. He's got both. I think he's in that movie. He looks like he's got three different suits because he's got the suit, the first suit he got from Tony, which was the red and blue one. Then he got the Iron Spider one, which he was wearing the majority of the trailer. And then he's got that black one that we all saw like near the end of the trailer. I don't. He's that was three different suits. And Nick
That might
Fury's
be.
got a big role too.
Oh, okay. And that's what I was saying. Like Shield may be doing that espionage stuff,
Yeah,
and
I think they're starting
they
to set up Civil
yeah.
War.
So it's kind of that's pretty cool because that'll bring in a lot of different people. I want to see. I want them to bring in the Punisher, like John Berthnall's Punisher in that universe.
I remember the scene when they were showing everybody come back from the portals. If even if they didn't really have a role, I wish the defenders, like all four members of the
Mm-hmm.
defenders, at least were just standing there, like just there, just like ready to
We
help
were
out on.
talking about
We were talking about it
that.
earlier,
And
just
then
like
they just get
there, and
ran
then
over by
he
somebody.
wants to get ran over. But I'm saying like they should at least show them standing there, and then like when they went to war, then we could have easily just
We're
left.
gonna defend Wakanda. You guys got this.
But that final fight with Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man was so amazing.
That was like
There were so many
like a
throwbacks.
godsend
There
from
was so many
heaven.
throwbacks from so many of the other movies, like Captain America with the shield and Thor's hammer made the shockwave, and then Thor shooting lightning into Tony to make him power him up to make him stronger. Like that was a thing, and
Dude, that whole scene right there is just
uh,
it's just
one of
movie cinema history. Like that's gonna go off to be like another historical thing.
it's gonna be it's already on its way to being better than Avatar.
Yeah,
It's
I
already
mean,
Avatar took
come on,
about a
give it
month.
about another week.
Yeah,
You're gonna see another couple billion sales go
yeah,
up.
people are gonna watch that movie multiple times. Like,
Yeah. Um, what I mean, definitely that's gonna be the biggest one. Will Smith is having a big year with three movies possibly coming out with a possible third Bad Boys 3.
oh yeah,
Gemini Man is confirmed, and then we got Aladdin, which he's in there.
which everybody's still shitting on, but
Well, I looked at him.
he
He
looks
may be okay because
it's
he does the human version of the
yeah,
genie.
where he looks like himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he looks like himself, and then he does the old school Robin Williams songs where he kind of keeps it towards it. So
yeah. And here's the thing: a lot of people are complaining about like Will Smith. He's like, oh, he's gonna ruin that movie because he looks super blue. It's like I don't think Robin Williams himself. Like, because everybody associates, Aladdin and Genie with
mhm.
Robin Williams, and they don't want to see anybody like replace him. But I think Robin Williams would just want people to just enjoy the movie, just
Yeah, it
enjoy the
was like
movie.
Robin Williams when he voiced it was just him, but at the same time, it was an animated version
Yeah,
of it. This is a live action scene, so anybody could play the genie. If if anything, if you talk about
you can't really see anyone else but Will Smith playing kind of Genie if you think about
because
it.
Genie when they were doing the Broadway show of Aladdin, the actual guy is actual an African American character. The guy actually plays a genie and he does the dancing and everything.
Genie. Well, were they in Egypt, right?
They're in the Middle East
Middle
somewhere,
East somewhere.
and it's a very
Persia,
Arabic.
I think.
It's
Maybe
like
Persia.
very Arabic.
Yeah, it's almost like Persia.
Like it's kind of like they have the Sultan and everything,
Yeah,
and the genie's lamp. Obviously, this is a fairy tale.
yeah.
And then we go from there. you know.
In another movie, we talked about this last time. I know it's been like 2 weeks, but we talked about John Wick.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait for that movie to come out.
that is gonna be. I can't I can't wait to see Keanu Reeves go back and then start gunslinging towards everybody and just
I
start.
think he's gonna die in this last one. I think he's gonna die.
I think so too, just by
Virtue of the fact.
just by how much he put towards. But I also think he may take a place in the round table.
Yeah.
He may take his place on the round table because he's the guy that.
If he can kill all these assassins that are all over the place,
Because he's still the guy who runs that hotel refers to him as the devil or as the high temple priest, and they burned his house down. Obviously, that means that he has high standings within this underworld, and that's pretty
cold. Like he's who you call when you gotta kill the boogeyman. Like oh shit. There's what was another movie? Oh, I know you were you don't want to see it, but Detective Pikachu is coming.
I don't want to see. I have major respect for all of the Pokemons, but like I'm at that point of age where I'm just like I'm not doing no more Pokemons anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna always like Pokemon's not too big of a deal for me anymore. But if it's somebody who wants to go see it or something, like I said before, Juliana wants to see it, but I think she's gonna see it with her friends.
Yeah.
But
if I would see it, I would be like a Netflix or Redbox.
I would take my nephew to go see it, but he don't know how to act in theaters.
Me and my brothers, and this is, and I know I love Detective Pikachu, but that also coincides with what was that? It was another movie.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. people were so blasting everybody on how Sonic the Hedgehog looks.
I was like, it to me, I didn't really care because it was Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog was I preferred Sonic over Mario.
Mr. Eggman, Jim Carrey.
Is Jim Carrey. I was like, and there's a meme about it. It was like, man, how's Jim Carrey's back not hurting? He's carrying that whole entire franchise. I was like, yeah.
He was so funny. Like, even though he makes me laugh when I see the trailer.
Yeah.
He's like, who's in charge? No.
He went all scientifically. He's like, he's saying you're basic. Yeah. But it's got one of my favorite actors in Neil McDonough in there. He's the general that he was talking down to.
Oh yeah, he was a cool dude. He was in Red.
He was in Red. He was in Arrow. He was Damien Dark in Arrow. Mm-hmm. He was when they actually add magic to Arrow. He was the magic villain. And
he's cool. Like he has some of the best villain characters.
Yeah, he's mostly a villain. Yeah. I think he's only done villain characters. I've never seen him as a good guy or anything.
He does semi heroes, and then but he does his villain characters are such the best characters.
I know. I was gonna try to move away from Endgame, but I was gonna say the entire time I was watching Endgame, I had the stupidest grin on my face. I realized I was smiling hard as hell, just and then I realized, okay, my face started hurt. Why does it hurt? Oh, smiling so hard. I really loved that movie. It was really good.
They had me I hate the theater that I go to, but I had to sit like this because I didn't want to sit to where the point where I was sitting next to the elbow room thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because the guy on my left had he was being a douche and he had spilled a bit of popcorn on the floor. So I was just like, come on, bro, I'm trying to watch my movie.
There was a person in the theater who got up and turned their flashlight on their phone and it started flying. The lights started flying everywhere because he was fiddling around with his phone. I was distracted.
Turn the flash off, you dude.
He didn't try to make noise. I think he was trying to find something because he might have dropped something. But yeah, that distracted me for half a second. But luckily, it was at the part where it was where Thor was meeting his mom again.
I snuck in snacks with my brothers, and then we were just it was so obvious that you could hear it because at a point I was opening my beef jerky, and then all you came was and then It was like you could hear like when the silent parts happened. I was just like, "What's up?"
We were debating, or we were saying earlier, like I don't think they care anymore about
Yeah, that's what we were talking
or
about.
like they don't think I don't really think they, especially when it's a movie like Avengers coming out and just people constantly coming through. They're like, I'm not checking you for fucking
Yeah, like
food.
they don't care, but at the same time, they just still don't want to see you bringing
Yeah,
in
don't
snacks.
like they don't care, but they just like you can bring in. I think bringing in snacks is fine. Like you can just bring in like some crackers, like some not crackers, but like candy and stuff. But don't just walk in there with like Chipotle and like Red
Yeah,
Lobster or some
just
shit.
like a big feast and shit in
Like
your hand with a fucking, hey, what's up, bro? No, 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 no.
like
Go
nah,
back there and
just
throw it in the
go
garbage.
to the garbage or put it in your car or something. Just don't bring a whole thing of Chipotle in there.
It was,
Although we've done that before. I've done that before.
I mean, come on, everybody's done that. I mean,
I mean, when it legit came in there with
I've
Chipotle.
gone to like a Subway and got me a sandwich and went into the theater.
I think it was Shaq, Rico, and I think some other person. We went and saw a movie and we got Chipotle before. We just kind of walked in with
It
Chipotle.
was. It's just that that is such a like my theater. Our theater is like he knows it. It's a local theater.
Mhm.
Everybody goes. It was packed. They had assigned seating,
Yeah,
so it was a full packed house. So my brothers were like, he was like, I'm annoyed because he had snuck a Slim Jim in one of his sleeves
he's
because
trying to pull it out.
because we were trying to like not be obvious, but we still bought sodas there.
Hmm.
Um, but it was just so funny because I was telling him, I was like, oh, sir. And then I started patting him, sir, what is this in your He was just like, shut up. Because me and my brothers, we have a great time when we go to the theaters. And no matter what we watch, we always say, like, hey, look, this is where we want to go and just want to watch.
Hmm.
So let's go. Let's get to the 7-Eleven and buy what we want. And obviously that's where we went, and it was
See,
a great show. It was a great showing. It was
yeah,
a great night, and
yeah. It
it's
was
a
like
great movie. All throughout, it gets a 10 out of 10 for
yeah,
me.
he's an 11 out of 10
Yeah.
My apparently like I've seen every Marvel movie they come out with so far, but apparently my little brother has not seen Deadpool 2. And I have Deadpool
Oh
2
man,
on the PlayStation.
that's a must watch too.
Yeah.
That's another good.
He
That's
realized
another
when
good.
I was like, hey, have you seen Deadpool 2 yet? He goes, yeah, I have. Wait, no, I haven't. He's like, weird. That's the only movie I hadn't seen. I was like, yeah, I
I'm
haven't
very.
understand.
I think Deadpool really brings in the maturity
Oh, he would have been
and the
great to see him.
hilarious.
It would have been great to
That's
have him
why I don't
cameo.
understand because he can jump through time.
Well, not through time. He breaks the fourth wall, and
Um,
he time travels, but he has a time traveling like watch, or I think it was a bell or a watch, whatever he got from Cable.
that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Like
but he
that's
can't really like. Remember in the movie they fucked it up.
so his dimension isn't brought into
No,
the
he couldn't have.
story yet.
No, I wish he was. Like I think it would have been great if Deadpool like showed up in the final battle.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. Like his dimension hasn't showed up in the X-Men with crossing over with Avengers.
Mm.
So that's why the time traveling thing hasn't happened with him and
I think, and they also like said that in Avengers they mess with time, so things could be like different slightly. Like they can have the X Men there.
them.
Like now that they've messed with time, they have the X Men there. But they could, I think, if they had Deadpool there, if they Deadpool was in that final battle, there had to be a scene where he was with Spider Man and they both
It
had to
seemed
come in.
Yeah, and it seems now, I've tried to hint this a little bit, like with our other episodes. It seems now their Marvel is going stronger with the magic side
Yeah,
of everything, like
Doctor
with
Strange.
Doctor Strange, with the lady that was holding the actual stuff, like the actual time stone. Yeah, like they're
Sorcerer
showing.
Supreme.
Yeah, she was. They're
She,
just showing a lot of that
I like that they showed
magic
her that she was
parts.
actually fighting in the first Avengers
Yeah,
movie. That she was actually like throwing like her little fan things and killing this enemies like in the sky. Like she wasn't really like jumping into battle with the Avengers, but
she
she
was
was
doing
like,
her little secret thing on the side,
yeah,
trying to keep the thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although I think she could have easily have closed that portal. Honestly, I think she could. If she could make another dimension, she could have closed
Her whole importance was to keep
the
that
time
time
stone.
stone
Yeah,
protected,
she
and I
knew
think
what was
that
going to
was
happen too.
yeah. And I think
But then
them remembering where the stones were at,
Mhm.
I think was more of the most important parts because they hit. Remember, they were saying like we only have time for a little. little trips. So it was just like they picked the 3 points.
Yeah, and it was like they gave them. They had what like 10 minutes to do something, and like when they went in there, it would have been 10 minutes to us, but to them it would have been like I don't know, an hour, just about.
Yeah.
Or an hour or a day. No, they had a day.
I thought he was gonna fight everybody inside the
elevator.
and then
Yeah,
he was just
I thought he was going to do
Hail
that thing.
Hydra.
I thought he was going to do the thing he did in Winter Soldier when he beat them all up in
He's
the
like,
thing.
if anybody wants to get out right now.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say that same line too. I was like, oh, he's going to say it again because that was a great line too.
That was good.
But then he was just like, he had an idea. He was like, Hail Hydra. And the guy's like, and he just walks out with the case. I was like,
then they were all smiling.
Yes. Yeah, because it was funny because I think they did that. That was a nod to the comic that everybody hated when Captain America was Hydra, when he got mind controlled into being thinking he was Hydra.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that everybody hated, but they added that. And I think that was a Chris Evans thing too. Chris Evans wanted to kind of add that in there. No, they all apparently from what my brother told me, all the people all the major Avengers got an ending that they all chose or wanted. Like Tony, like Rob Downey Jr., he said he wanted Tony to die at that point in the movie. And then for Captain America, like just so that Captain America didn't die as well, he sent himself to the past and never came back and was old.
This is a question for you. Now, since you're seeing characters like the Falcon taking the mantle as Captain America and all these guys kind of moving on, where do you think the Marvel Universe, as far as the Avengers and as far as now since the Endgame was finished, where do you think they're gonna go on from here?
Oh, they're probably gonna keep doing like Avengers, but they're gonna do like the new Avengers with like Falcon as Captain America. They're probably gonna have Spider-Man. They might add Miles too. I hope they do. They might do because Captain Marvel, she still has a major important role with the Avengers as well. I think.
And who would be their next big bad guy?
Oh, that would be Krang, not Krang, Kang the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror.
I think he's a time traveling like I might be wrong, so let me know if I'm wrong. But I think he's like Thanos' son that got genetically like modified with Tony's like DNA. So he's like super smart. He's a time traveler. He just goes through time and he just starts pick like.
Oh, so this time thing is really gonna mess with him.
It's either that or Galactus.
I would think they would do Galactus.
That's if they had the Fantastic Four, and then they would need the Fantastic Four, which they might be doing because I think they got them. They finally got like the Fantastic Four out away from Fox. So
I would assume they either do Kang, like you said, to do the temporal jumping like stuff, to where they kind of do like or they kind of do the crossover with all the other heroes,
like another Avengers.
Yeah,
but I think see they can't do Defenders because they don't have Luke Cage in them.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like it sucks because they took everything out of Netflix so they could put it into their Disney catalog.
Yeah, I wish that at least the Defenders could have shown up at least shown up in the battle. Like
well, I would see the Defenders only taking care of New York.
Yeah, but there's all the war and stuff was happening. The way more important thing was happening wherever the hell they were at. Oh, they were right I think they were still in New York because that's where Avengers building was. It was like upstate New York, so they were still there. It's just got like this.
And they always talk about that incident and everything.
Yeah, I thought it was Ant-Man like saving Hulk, Rocket, and Rhodey. When they were underwater, they were being trapped, and I was like, "This Hulk." For some reason, Hulk can lift up like almost like there's a thing where they said like Manhattan's an island, right? There's a scene in the comics where Hulk could almost push up that entire building. So I thought it was kind of weird that he couldn't.
Well, he was injured. Remember?
He did just did a snap.
He snapped the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right. His arm was still kind of burned.
Well, I think as far as everything going, I think the whole movie was good.
Oh yeah, it was.
I'm just repeating what I said earlier.
Yeah, that movie gets like A plus 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 plus. So it was such a
to animes right now.
Oh,
so I just to touch a tad bit. I know we talked so much about Endgame right now since we both watched it.
Yeah,
I think I just started watching Attack on Titan. Great. That's a great show.
It's a good show.
It's a great
I liked it. Like I tell this all the time. I liked it before it got popular with everybody because I was watching it and I was like, oh, cool, this is on this show. I think it was on Netflix when it first came out,
show.
and then like I watched it, like, oh, this is pretty good. Like I was trying to get other people to watch it. People were like, I don't want to watch it, and I was like, okay, whatever. Like a week goes by, I stopped watching it, and next thing you know, everybody and their mother was all about Attack on Titan, and I was like,
It's a good show. A friend of mine or friend of me are watching it on the internet together, and me and him are at a point where Aaron, main character, put the boulder in front of the Maria wall,
mm-hmm.
and we're at this point where they're kind of like he was kind of controlling his Colossus or his Titan,
Mm-hmm.
and we were pointing out where their animation with their eyes is just freaking amazing. Like they just trying to show the surrealness. Yo. and they and it was just trying to show how dire the situation of humanity is.
Yeah. Oh, here's my brother.
Come in and say hi to everyone.
He's like, no. He's gonna probably slink back into the darkness that is downstairs.
Oh yeah. So I mean, Attack on Titan is good.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get to see One Punch?
I did. I watched. I thought I did miss an episode because for some reason Hulu keeps telling me, "Oh, there's a new episode." I was like, I've seen this episode before, but like I watched the new season of Attack on Titan. The animation is a little off to me. It's not bad, but it doesn't look the same as it used to.
Yeah.
But
I'm still in the first season, so I'm gonna get to the new ones and everything. It's like me and Tokyo Ghoul when I was watching that.
I stopped watching Tokyo Ghoul because like after the first season, it kind of started to get boring to me. Like after like I wanted to see more Kaneki after he got his.
Kaneki, when you get to the near the end, it gets.
I tried watching the Tokyo Ghoul thing, and I just couldn't really get into it. But I thought it was kind of
the
sad.
Quinkex.
I thought it was kind of sad though that what's his name, that one, the really nice dude that was like a friend of his or like a classmate or something, ended up turning like crazy and turning into a ghoul, like a crazy ghoul. Like he wanted to be the new one-eyed ghoul or something like that, and then like he just like I remember I was like, that guy has his name's familiar. I was like, that, like who is he? And then like I looked him up, and he was like calm, like regular guy, like. And the next thing you know, looking at this scene, I'm like, because I missed a whole bunch. I missed the whole like inner half of it. And looking at this one scene, I'm like, that's the same person. Like,
is so many twists. That's what I was saying. Like that Attack on Titan Tokyo Ghoul kind of coincide because it has those twists.
Yeah.
And it's just so, but the writing's so good.
There's an anime I started watching called That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Oh, it's a really weird show. Like the main dude was like a teacher, and like some person that like stole like a purse or something like that, and like in our world, and like he like got stabbed and he died, and like while he was dying, he was telling all these things that he wished he could have did, or the things that he should be doing, or the things that he wants other people to do, and like this weird god creature was like, okay, cool, these are like your stats, your abilities, and whatnot, and then he turns to a slime. Because his version of a slime is he can eat anything, do anything, doesn't need to breathe, doesn't need to drink, doesn't need to eat, doesn't need to do really much of anything. He's just a slime. And the more he does eat, the more powerful he becomes. So like very early on in the series, like maybe the first episode, he eats a dragon.
Oh.
The dragon lets him eat him.
Oh, okay.
Because the dragon was trapped in this really powerful magic seal, and he was like, "I want to get out of here." He's been here for 500 years or something like that. So I just want to get the fuck out of here. And so like long story short, the dragon like eat me, and he got the power of the dragon, so he's a powerful ass slime already. And then he eats the body of this girl who has like the fire god in her, and she becomes a fire god. But she was like, he defeats the fire god because like he wasn't feeling any of the damage because he was like when he was dying, he was like, I don't want to be cold, I don't want to be hot, so he wasn't taking any fire damage. He doesn't take ice damage or nothing like that. So like he's just
like OP.
He is OP, so he eats the fire god. And then the girl's body's left, and then but because he ate the fire god, she was dying. So she didn't want to die because she's from the same world he was. So like she remembered her past life, and she was like, I don't want to be here anymore. And he was like, I don't want to die here either, so eat me. And he ate
And
her.
that's just like so much like Hanukkah. He's like, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
So he just like starts his freaking huge like his I don't know whatever they call it like the fucking Quinkex or the Quinky.
His tail thing.
Yeah, his tail thing is insane. Like where you were talking about he ate the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like where he ate Rise at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so and I think those are like how one of those saga animes are like really good.
Yeah. Like when after he ate the girl, it was funny because the girl, since he was androgynous, he doesn't actually have a gender, but he still remembers himself as a boy or as a male because he was an older man. And so he ate the girl, but he looks like so he transformed into her. Like he can transform into anything like that he really wants, but he wanted to get like an actual body. So, he likes his slime form because it lets him get into like girls' boobs or whatever. But he's kind of a pervert. But he has a good form when he turns to a.
That's his Japanese anime writing like that.
Because like he's sitting there in this one girl's lap as a slime, and her titties are just like on his forehead. And he's just like, this is happening. I'm like,
I think you should watch Tokyo Ghoul, like the wherever you finished off from, like, there's a part where like he's fighting his former like Agori Tree members.
Yeah, I may have seen some scenes. I just kind of skipped ahead. I know he was like at the end of one season he supposedly escaped, then he gets caught.
Yeah, he goes. It's a pretty. I remember it as far as like the fighting scene because it was so fluid, and one of the Agori Tree members grabbed his foot, and he was in the middle of the air, and to not lose, he freaking like broke his leg, and he turned around and he just smacked the dude, and then his leg went back into like the snap back right into forming. I was like, holy crap, that's like a broken ankle times 1,000.
He loopied his leg. He pulled a Luffy.
Like you could hear the snap. That was like how cool it was. And then and I always think that second season in the beginning where they break into the prison to get this one ghoul out, which is like a high ranking ghoul, and he's a bad guy.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
He like decks fucking Kaneki in the face for like a good 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's not as bad as Broly whooping Frieza.
Yeah, obviously that won't ever go down. But this one is like that dude like has a 6-pack on a 6-pack.
Yeah,
and he's just like
I don't know why
in his face.
That immediately reminded me of Avatar: The Last Airbender. What's his name? Uncle Iroh was like in prison. He was pretending he was like some crazy old dude, just sitting there doing weird claps, and the guards showed up, and the guards left. And this dude takes off the cloak, and he's like super ripped. He was like, "You were an old fat kind of dude the entire series, and then you like go to prison, and he's comes out buff."
Yeah, prison makes people like that.
That dude was just sitting there, just he was using like his like finger to do push-ups or something. I was like, this.
That's insane.
Like that's what it reminded me of. As soon as you said like a buff dude in prison. It's like
that like they're training like anybody who does like one finger push up training. You're insanely strong.
You got abs on your fingers.
You're insanely strong.
There was a con recently. I think it was Awesome Con. Juliana went there, and she had some pictures on there. If you haven't seen the pictures, go to Woody a cosplay on Instagram and see those pictures. She had like I think she brought her Nana Shimura out, but she had her I don't know if she wants to tell about the secret cosplay thing she had. She had a secret cosplay that she was trying to do. I don't remember if she talked about it before, but there was one she has that is dope. It's a My Hero Academia character, but she showed me some of the parts to it, but apparently it like the chess piece broke on the day she was supposed to go there as that character, and so she had to bring out her older costume. But like the Awesome Con, that just kind of passed, and I wanted to go there, but I was
thinking we should definitely put a little effort in going to one.
There's one coming the day after my birthday in July. Literally the day after.
We should definitely think about it. That's another thing.
We're gonna try
We'll try to get to one of these cons.
Yeah, we get these cons, get pictures. I was hoping. I think she might have forgot, but I had asked Juliana if she could take like videos of people for the show, but she might just forgot because there's a lot
It's all
happening.
right.
It's all right
Because like you could do that
Yeah, I can do that.
anytime,
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah. Like I could literally make like I don't know Stafford Con or something. People
Stafford Con.
like you just
Come
show
here.
up, just come here, like just come over here. It's like you don't have to do anything. Just bring your cosplay and there you go.
that Dude, I was thinking about like the other day how you were talking about you could only do like so far as much cosplay as you can, like going as a Naruto or a Sasuke. I was
Yeah.
thinking of being Bob from Tekken.
Oh man, that would be kind of dope.
Like just have the overall,
You just have to
the
get
flannel.
you just have to get the wig, which like a blonde curly
Yeah,
wig.
just a blonde curl. I could do that.
Yeah.
I could be a Bob. I could be a
Be
Bob.
a Bob. I still think Slim Bob was still the coolest though, because he was just Bob, but he just was skinny.
Skinny Bob. He had that like Paul look.
He did look like Paul,
like, yeah,
but he looked like he was so uncomfortable being skinny, which was weird because his picture always looked him like he looked like man, like he didn't have any power to him. Like, but I think who's people? I always thought Eddie Gordo was black, but he was actually Brazilian.
That breakdancing badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was because he like when I was younger, I thought, oh, he's just a black dude with dreads. Cool.
Oh yeah, we talked about MK11 came out.
Oh yeah, fighting games. Yeah, I haven't.
Greatest goddamn game. Actually another 10 out of 10 game is that one has another temporal thing too.
I haven't played it.
Oh man,
I'm a big Tekken, not Tekken, Mortal Kombat fan, but I am a big Tekken fan. But I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan too, and I haven't played it yet.
The only thing I could tell you, and the only one I would love to give you a spoiler.
Oh no, I've already spoiled it for myself.
Oh okay. Johnny Cage is Johnny Cage is pretty much his finishers are hilarious.
Oh yeah, I know, because Johnny Cage is one of my favorite characters. If not my favorite character.
My friend was telling me, and shout out to Cake Eater. He showed me his the deadly uppercut fatality that he had.
Oh yeah,
where he was just constantly cut, and then and I love the one I love that Johnny Cage does is the puppeteer one.
Don't I swear I saw like a picture or video for that, but I don't think I've ever seen. Like I saw a picture for the video, but I never watched it. I think it's on my saved list because I was doing something else.
It's because he's kicking butt so much, and then he grabs like the spine, and then he rips it out, and then you look like a little little like one of those little like talking puppet things and stuff.
Oh, like a Muppet.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I know. I saw like that. There was a character in there.
You know who's OP? Their kid.
Cassie.
Cassie is so freaking OP.
I heard she was pretty OP. Although a lot of people were not happy with Sonya Blade. Like because Ronda Rousey voiced her, and apparently Ronda Rousey is really bad in there. Like she's really bad.
Ronda Rousey is getting L's everywhere right now.
Yeah, she is. Like I don't like. It was because I don't know. Maybe it's just her personality or whatever. But I don't know.
She's not taking it well.
She's not. She's man.
They said the guy who did the original, who did the movie Shang Tsung or something, he's in there.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung from the movie from the Mortal Kombat movies. You know how he's just like
Oh yeah, and he goes, your soul is mine.
Your soul is mine. He voices the actual character in the movie. I mean, in the game.
Really?
Yeah, and they said that he did it so well that it's so surreal. Like they really liked him for it. So they had it to where like I guess Shang Tsung would come out and laugh at you if you sucked so much. He's like, you suck.
We were talking about Division earlier, Division 2.
Oh yeah, I haven't even beat that game.
I just now got a PlayStation back, so I can do Division again. I'm so happy. I can now. I have right now. I'm still trying to complete Assassin's Creed Odyssey's Atlantis, Part 1 of Atlantis DLC.
Oh yeah. I feel bad for you because that's gonna probably be a while.
Oh no, I'm actually pretty far into it. I don't know how far I am honestly. Right now I'm doing like all the side stuff first, and I'm like
You see, I've been grinding so much on Red Dead Redemption, and then people are saying you're doing it for no reason. But at the same time, when I get up to level 80, when I get up to there, don't get mad that I get incendiary bullets.
There's a glitch in Odyssey apparently right now where if you set your crouch button, which on
hmm
PlayStation is the circle button, to the R3 button, which is also the recruit button, if you set them both to to R3 no L3, and you just keep and you knock on the enemy, knock them out, so you can do the recruit thing. But you just keep tapping it. It's like he's like a teabag, right? He's teabagging, but you're getting XP from it constantly. It's a
Oh,
cheat. You just can't. And I'm not gonna lie, I was doing it.
you're boosting
I was
off of it,
because I was
yeah.
like when I was playing earlier and I finally got my PlayStation back. I
Go
was
ahead, bro. Boost off
I
all
was level
that.
91. Now I'm level 96.
Nice.
I'm just teabagging.
I feel okay. If you're gonna if you play more of the division, later on when you pass your tier modes, the Black Tusk will take over,
Oh yeah,
and then they'll take over the whole city, and that's the only enemy that you're gonna have after that.
nice. That's all the enemy because I'm tired of fighting multiple enemies like
Yeah,
that. I like have to like to this people
yeah,
are
and
these
I've
people
been
gonna
playing.
charge me or these people
I've
gonna
been playing by myself, and I've stopped for a while because I started concentrating on different games, and I started concentrating on Ghost Recon.
hmm
And Ghost Recon just had an update called Operation Oracle, and that has John Berthenol as one of the characters of Caltech, which is one of the tech companies in the original Future Soldier game, where you can actually do your invisibility cloaked camouflage, and it's pretty cool because his character is a ghost, but where the way you get to him is you get to him in an underground secret bunker, and you have to fight your way out of there with him and the guy that you're leading out of
This
there.
is Wildlands, right?
Yeah, this is Wildlands, and it's crazy.
See, last thing I did in Wildlands was the Rainbow Six
Yeah, I did that one. That one was
crossover.
fun.
I still think the best crossover, like the hardest crossover for me, it's one of my favorite games, was the Splinter Cell one. But because Splinter Cell is gonna be forever, like I'll
hmm
probably like that a little bit more than Metal Gear.
I still have that Splinter Cell mission. I'm still trying to beat it.
Oh, my friend Aaron, because I beat it myself by myself
hmm
before, because you kind of sneak in there without killing anybody. Right?
Yeah,
But Aaron, when I played with Aaron, Shaq and I were trying to sneak in. Aaron took a plane and just dropped in,
and just
and
dropped it.
right there next to Sam.
You can do that,
You could do
dude.
that. I was
That
like,
is
oh, I was
so
so mad,
freaking.
but he was just sitting there waiting for us to get there.
Yeah, that is the hardest. Like, I didn't know you could do that. So I'm sitting there. There's a spot. There's a little spot where you could. It's a corner right to where Sam is. You just
hmm
sit down, crawl on your knees, and just you're right in there with
I,
with
I,
him.
I hate that when I was doing it by myself, even with teammates, it sucks because the enemies, like they're like patterns, but then they'll like shorten their patterns. Like you like, okay, cool, I can go at this point. You start moving, and you like turn around. You're like, motherfucker.
Operation Silent Fang. What I think it's Silent Talon or Silent Fang or Silent something where you do. It's like the Future Soldier operation.
I don't think I played that one. I think I missed it right when it was coming out.
That one's a new. It's a part of the new year two operations.
Mm,
But that's another good mission. I need to do it with a team because there's a part where you get the helicopter
mm.
and you're in the air, but you need an assault helicopter to cover you because the other guy, you don't have, your helicopter doesn't have missiles.
Oh yeah.
It only has the nuclear device that's on it that you have to steal. So it's pretty
I
crazy.
still think the best, even though it was the most frustrating, the most fun was Predator.
That one, I'm still pissed off. I can't beat that. I'm still pissed
I
off.
beat it by myself, and it took me like 37 tries, at least 37 tries. And you know how I beat
Yeah,
it?
the Predator's tough.
There's a little circle. There's like how it's got like a little like
hmm
circle like field of which he will be in, and you go in there and it like starts the mission. I step outside there, right outside there. I call in for some rebel help, and I bring them along with me so that they're cannon fodder for me.
Yeah.
And when he shows up, I'm shooting them. There's a part like if you have your headset on, it makes the noise of him running behind you. You're like, motherfucker. especially at night, and you're just freaking out, and you're just having like nothing but like energy drinks, or just like 3 in the morning. You're just trying to kill him.
He was. All I heard was his step was, and it was making me go
And
like all nervous.
I came in there like at one point I was like, "Fuck it, I'm bringing a tank in there." He destroyed the tank. He blew it up with his like 2 or 3 of his little missiles things that he shot, and I was like, "Mother," because it was on fire. I was like, "Really?"
All you go in there is with machine guns
and sniper rifles. Like apparently the sniper rifle works a lot, but you just gotta hit him.
Yeah, like I had to bring in like reinforcements, my friends, and we still all got hunted and killed.
Yeah, that's happened to us too. And then like every time we played, at least one of us was down. Like we beat it multiple times because some of us had never gotten like the stuff for it. So like it was just me at first, and it was me and Shaq, and it was me and Aaron, and then I think it was me, Aaron, and Gronick. And then like each time we did this, one of us was down right when he's doing exploding, when he's going to kill himself. So we just are running, and this screen just turns white because he explodes in one spot. And I think it's great too because that's what he does every time he's about to die in every like movie.
And it plays like Predator, like you're playing in Predator 1.
Yeah,
it's like run, get to the chopper.
I thought it was great though how they were like introducing Predator. Like you see his crash ship and you see his trophy like
that's so cool. That's so like Schwarzenegger, like Apollo Creed.
And I thought it was cool too because when you get his mask, the heat vision or not heat vision, I think it might be heat vision. No, it's thermal vision. I don't know why I keep saying heat vision. Thermal vision doesn't look like the same thermal vision you get when you're wearing like your regular like ghost like military thing. It looks like the way Predator sees it, where it's like kind of like wavy and. Like,
that's cool. That's cool. I gotta definitely try and get that one.
Like you can buy the rest of his I think you get his mask. Obviously, you get the mask when you beat him, and then you get I think like not like you get like his camo or something like that. But if you get like there's a pack that you can get. I think it's pretty cheap now. There's a pack you can get, the Predator pack, where you get his gauntlets and just like
I saw that. I know what you're talking about.
But when you go behind an enemy, like you know how you go behind an enemy, you like choke him out or whatever. You go behind an enemy, he does the thing where he stabs him through the chest with the blades, and then you kill him that way. Yeah, and then but with the Splinter Cell one, I like the Splinter Cell one because he does that. He got a little knife and just slits their throats.
I got that. That
was cool. But you can only get that when you're wearing the gloves, though. You have to wear the gloves and the gauntlets and stuff to change the way your melee is, which I didn't know. I just kind of put on the whole Splinter Cell costume because I thought it was cool.
I had the one where I just do the knockout, but I had the echelon where I come up and
the echelon slit throats.
Yeah, that was cool. If you do the silent, if you do Operation Silent, I think it's like I don't even know if it's like Fang or Talon. You get an invisible cloak.
See, those invisible cloak bastards were annoying shit to fight, and when you had to find them, because you can only see like the distortion a little bit.
Yeah, you had to do heat vision.
Yeah, you had to use the thermals, and you're just like, motherfucker, and you get them. There's a point where like I didn't even see him, like one guy behind a tree, and I started.
You played Fallen Ghost?
Yeah,
that was a hard one.
I haven't played. The only one I didn't play was that one where you're like the driving, the one where you like got to.
Narco Road.
I hated that.
That one.
That was kind of dumb.
Really I think they should have redid. They should at least, if they do a year 3, they should. Put us in another region or in another country.
No, I feel like if they do Wildlands 2, it's another country. I feel like they would do Korea or something like that.
Or they do like
they wouldn't put it in
Detroit or something.
No, they wouldn't put it in another like. They wouldn't do it in America. That would just be like. That would be Costa Rica. That would just be like another. What's that one? Rainbow Six, like Vegas or something. Or
yeah, that's true.
Like if they want to do like Wildlands 2, I'd say do it like Korea or it would have to be an Asian country.
Africa.
I mean, you could do Africa, but like
there's a lot of like terrorist cells and stuff there. So.
Yeah, but I still say Korea because there's a lot of like.
That'd be hard because you can't pass the 36 parallel, which is the dividing line between North and South.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to do. You can just do like North Korea or whatever.
Yeah, they did Russia. They did a Russia. You could still do Russia, like Russia. Your Ukraine and stuff.
Yeah, they could do that too. I mean, They would probably want to, yeah. They want a country where there can be cities, but it also could be like some open land or something like
Yeah.
that. Like anything with like extra trees or.
Yeah, because like Future Soldier wasn't. There was a couple missions in Future Soldier where you go into the Ukraine. There's a guy who you face with an operation, I guess, whatever it was. He was the guy that you play in Future Soldier.
I only played the beginning part of Future Soldier, and then I think my disc got messed up, and I never played it again. And I just
It's a great game. Greatest game
ever. I liked Wildlands because I started playing Wildlands like I turned off like I think I kept my mini map on, but I turned off everything else. So I just kept the mini map on because I hate not being able to know where I'm going because I'm going in circles.
Dude, put I went on to my original character because I started over. I started over from the beginning on Wildlands. I went on to my original character to do the Operation Oracle. Dude, I was on extreme difficulty.
I hate extreme difficulty. You get shot twice and you're dead.
I didn't even know.
No armor, no nothing.
Dude, I didn't even know I was on extreme difficulty, and I was taking that, and I wasn't even in. This was like about half an hour in, and I had already done a few operations before then.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know I was like on that difficulty, and I was still killing people.
See, if you're doing extreme difficulty, you have to be stealthy when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like I tried killing. Like I'm usually stealthy, but for some reason, the moment I do anything when it comes to stealth, everybody gets alerted unless I'm like really good at my sniper.
Extreme mode was the reason why I was on extreme mode was because I was doing my tier mode operation.
Oh yeah, it makes it go up.
Yeah, it makes it go like.
It makes your difficulty go up, like no matter like once you hit your tier mode up, you turn your tier on, it turns your difficulty up, and then the further along you are, the harder the difficulty is. That's what was going on with me too.
My guy has a look. My new guy has an infiltrator look, like where he looks like he's like a part of one of those like Navy SEAL infiltration.
Oh yeah, he's got like the camo on his face on it.
And I don't have a cam on his face, but I gave him a mohawk, and he has everything's blonde.
I gave my dude the whole fourth echelon outfit that you get from Splinter Cell. The whole.
I have that. I should have put one on one of my guys.
I put that on him because I thought it was. I like the Assassin's Creed themed outfit they had, but it just something looked off on it, and that I didn't like, and I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I have the Assassin's Creed. I don't know why it never gave me my Watch Dogs. I beat the Watch Dogs.
Wait, I don't think there was. Was there one for Watch Dogs?
There was. It was.
I know there was one for Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed.
I got the Division one.
I got the Division one as well. But that one had the ugly mask where it had like your
it was so stupid.
The breather mask thing. I was like, you didn't have to get
it. Was
that.
dumb. I hated that.
Yeah. There's a what's that game? Far Cry.
Yeah, I had the Far Cry.
I should have had. No, I had. Last time I played Far Cry was on Xbox. That's why I didn't have the Far Cry one.
They put new weapons on there. It's pretty cool. They got like an M110, which is like the huge ass sniper rifle that that has a standard stock on it, and it's tough. It doesn't have too much damage until like you get your better stuff put onto it.
I made sure to get the crossbow because I'm a bow and arrow guy, but like the crossbow was just like no sound, no nothing, just snipe. The only thing is the sniper rifle I was using, it doesn't go as far as sniper rifle does, but
it's still good. It's still good.
Especially
I use it too.
My favorite thing though when you're sniping with any weapon is when you shoot and you hear the thunk when they die, when you get them in the head and you're just yes.
Or you like see the big old
you see a spurt of blood, or it's like their head gets jerked to the side after they get hit. And just
that's my favorite. Or like I'll double tap people. I was like.
All you hear. For some reason, I'll go if I'm not sniping, or I'll go into stealth melee everything, or if I need to get real close, I'll use a silenced pistol. Splinter Cell has got me to do silenced pistols because I
got the Whisper one. That one's cool.
Yeah,
that one I didn't know was that cool until I started using it as far as I was going into like Santa Blanca compound and stuff.
Ever since Splinter Cell, I've been using because I went through the Splinter Cell Conviction and Splinter Cell Blacklist with just straight pistol because I didn't like loud weapons because it would attract way too many enemies. So I was just going through with the silenced pistol and just kill everything.
I love how Wildlands is the only game out of Ubisoft that's really showing that there's some games coming out.
And there's crossover with their other games. Like I like it. I like that they made it. They were saying Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell was all four of the ghosts in one guy. And I was like, and then they had like then there was like legendary soldiers from Rainbow Six Siege just showing up. I was like, they're legendary. Like they're, I guess. But
Yeah, because every operator, I mean, especially from the sorry, there's like all these operators, and all these operators are like top tier, but they're not the tier where it's Ghost right now.
Yeah, because
they're just operators that work in
they're just
in their specialty fields. Yeah. Like those, if you're a Ghost, you're pretty much going into any situation rapid response.
Sorry, I saw the FedEx. I have a package supposed to be coming or something. I don't know if it's coming today or in the next 2 days, but it's supposed to be coming. So that might. And I accidentally gave him the wrong address. So it's 2 houses down. And I've already told him like, yeah, there should be a package coming like with my name on it. I'm sorry, because I accidentally gave him the wrong address.
I need to start playing that Sekiro game.
I heard that was good, but I heard it was like Dark Souls, but
I have to play it. I'm stuck in that. I'm stuck in the beginning parts, but I had watched a streamer just not a while back because I'm only as good as what the game can lay out to me, but that game is really tough. And I think I only put it on like regular difficulty, but I'll probably have to step down since like I don't even know too much about how to play it.
I know I've heard Johnny beat it.
Yeah, I heard it was good. Like the combat, as far as the combat was good, it was nice. It's beautiful. Like it. I just want to play it because I bought it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna let that goddamn game beat me. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you beat me. But it's
that's what I need to do with Tales of Vesperia. Like Tales of Vesperia is my favorite Tales game from like the Tales series. It's a Bandai Namco thing.
Yeah.
And I've beat it before when it was on Xbox 360, and they released it earlier this year for the PlayStation 4 with all the DLC and the definitive edition. And in this edition, you get these like in both editions you get the like the old Xbox One, and this one you get these things called fell arms. And fell arms are like really powerful weapons that the more enemies you kill, the stronger it gets.
Yeah.
And
that's why I love that's they're making backward compatible games because everybody loves old games and then they want to keep playing them on their newer generations.
See,
so that's pretty cool.
It's one of my favorite games. I'm glad it did that.
Yeah, so
I'm so happy they did that. But like when you collect all the fell arms, the final boss gets a third final form, and it's hard as fuck to fight. I completely forgot that. I collected all of them, including the ones from the DLC characters too, which makes it harder. And like I'm fighting him, like okay, cool, beat him in the first group, cool, beat him in the second one. And then he goes to a third form, I'm like, I can't beat him. Like you got that one tear in your eye. Like why can't I beat him? I've done this before. I collected all the fell arms in the Xbox 360 version before and beat him, and it only took me 3 tries at least. I have tried to beat him a total of maybe like 20 times, and I still cannot beat him. And I keep trying to level up, and I still cannot beat him.
That's like me and the Predator. I can't beat the Predator for some reason. Like, I'm gonna beat him. Like I'm gonna beat that Predator. Like it will be tonight or some other night.
I will try to re-download it because it's a downloaded game on the PlayStation. I made sure to get it downloaded, and I have to get re-downloaded on the newer one. But I need it. It's gonna bother me when
if everybody's on Twitter and they see my Twitter, like in the last few weeks or so, I haven't been putting too much content on it, but I will be putting more. It's just that it's getting down to the nitty gritty in the Premier League right now and Champions League. So it's just like my time has been watching European soccer, European football, and everything.
All right.
That's where my time has gone.
Well, it's officially a whole hour, 13 minutes. We gave it a little extra 13 minutes. So
we should give them a little prize or something because we haven't done an episode for a whole week.
Oh yeah. So what should we give them?
I don't know.
I mean,
we'll think about it. We'll give you next time.
You should like we said this before. If you've seen the videos to the completion, and I'll post it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and wherever social media is at. That we'll if you send us like your questions or comments or something, we'll try to talk them on the or put them into the show and answer them that way. That way, there'll be some great conversation starters.
Yeah,
And get a, like maybe we already started conversations all the time.
Spark something.
Yeah, it'll probably spark a debate. I know most people want to like.
Yeah, it's like if you guys get involved as much as we're involved with it'll help us
it's like
create more content in the future.
Bigger community once we do that because I'm trying to like I think my goal now because my friend Johnny is starting to get like really in there because he's got a new logo. He's an affiliate on Twitch now and everything. He's getting all these big
Shout
stuff
out
happening.
to Johnny.
It's Johnny 8-bit poopy butthole. That's literally his tag.
Rick and Morty, dude.
I think it's 8-bit poopy butt or 8-bit poopy butthole. I'm sorry. You can look it up and you'll see it's like a purple like space logo in the background. He's doing pretty well, so shout out to Johnny. Hopefully I can beat him. Sorry, we can beat him.
Yeah, we're going spaces.
All right. Hey, my niece's sister-in-law. And so we'll catch you guys later.
All right.
Oh wait, almost forgot. You follow us on Instagram, Facebook.
Oh, my Instagram's up, so just follow me on Evil Monkey.
It's Evil Monkey
107.
3 1s 1017.
Yeah. Let's get that clear.
And then Storm Leo 25 for me. It's also my gamer tag. If you guys want to, find me on PlayStation, it'll probably change that once I get the Xbox One hooked up. It'll probably change it to that too. So if you guys want to find me on there and play some games there, we can do that too. All right, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
See you next week.